Okay, we're actually live, and a few of you might be still waiting to click the button before you watch us live. But whatever the case is, we're live in the green room. So the initial test is, like always, we have yet to figure out if we're actually broadcasting. So we're going to find out momentarily here. And oh, guess what? We actually are. So officially, in another minute and a few seconds, I will start the program. But I see in the comment stream that John Jerkowitz, Wiwekananda Bandor Rao is out there, Lon McClure is out there, perhaps Gary Whalen, and also Carlos Savio. Oh, and Lowell Ann Fulsang. Well, there's some really cool people out in the audience. Glad to have you here. As things get going, I'm going to miss who comes back in after that because I get too distracted, which I should be because I'm trying to run the show here. But anyway, we're just saying hi to everybody in advance. And thank you very much for coming. And it's just about straight up, so everybody take a deep breath and relax. By the way, my lower third is not on purpose. It's not on because it refuses. So I'm going to leave it off. I don't care. So we're straight up on the hour, and it's time to say welcome everybody to Saturday Morning Marketing Smarties. I hope you got your coffee ready. Without it, I couldn't get through the show. And my name is Roland. I'm the sponsor and host of Saturday Morning Marketing Smarties, R&D hotline. If you have a question, call the hotline. And with me today are Karen V. Chin and Molly Youngblood Geiger. And we're going to ask Karen to say hi first and tell us how San Francisco weather is doing for you.
Hi, everyone. It's actually raining pretty hard out there at this moment. So we're getting our El Nino is coming through at this moment. So who knows if I have coverage today. Last week I wasn't on the show, unfortunately, guys. I was sick. I was sleeping through it. And I'm actually my head is above water, so to speak. So hopefully I can last today and not cough, because I get into my coughing fits. And I hope today, I think we're going to have a great topic because we're going to talk about this challenge. So I'm excited about what it's going to bring and what people are going to be doing for the challenge, Molly.
Very cool. So you have your tea ready, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. And we'll just bless you with the best and carry on and see how it works. But anyway, also with us is Molly Youngblood Geiger. Say hi, Molly.
Hi, everyone. My name is Molly Youngblood Geiger. I'm located in Jacksonville, Florida. The name of my agency is Design Right For You. And I participate with Google on several different platforms, and I am excited about today's challenge. I talk about this all the time with my clients, to take a snapshot of what does your business look like online. How does Google look at your business? How do your customers or potential leads look at your business online? So that's kind of the purpose of our challenge today, is for everyone watching the event to kind of get a snapshot of what does your business look like to other people and to Google.
Good. And it's so often we watch these shows and we plan out something, we find something that we're comfortable with, but we never get the overview of the overall snapshot of what our business looks like from the view, or even from the glimpses that people get when they're searching or when they run into us. So this is maybe a better measurement of what it actually is. What is? And then if you want to think whatever you want from there, that's fine. But let's get a snapshot that is actually the overview of everything that you got going. And from there, you can pick and choose what you can enhance, make better, or maybe it looks absolutely wrong compared to what you thought you had out there. So there's a few things that you can do to enhance your profile, no doubt, and your business presentation, and you're going to get a walloping bunch of them today. So I'm going to let Molly take it from here and carry on the conversation to start us off on the concept of the challenge. But wait, before we do that, In the event stream, pardon me, in the event details, I made a list of videos that were actually supplied by Molly. I don't know where she got them, but she had them available through links of her website. And they are really helpful. I watched them and learned a lot of stuff, confirmed a lot of things that I understand, and it was helpful. Oh, we lost Molly. It was helpful to watch these and then actually see, oh, okay, that's cool, and kind of coordinate a few things in my mind and confirm things that I focus on. But I'm wondering how many people in the event today may have watched any of those videos. So could we take a quick poll and see if there's anybody that took the time to watch these videos? Because we've got one on internet marketing strategies, um, internet reputation, internet presence builder, internet business listings, social media management, SEO, YouTube video marketing, Google mobile marketing, Google AdWords, Google Analytics, and the ZMOT customer journey. We have all those subjects that have been covered by Molly's videos that she collected, and they are really, really good. Hi, Melanie Hall. Thank you for joining us. And so anyway, with that, I'm just wondering if anybody watched the videos. Would you chime into the comment stream? No big dissertation about what you think of the videos, but we're just curious to know if anybody might have watched those. So what did I freeze?
No, I actually had an issue with Chrome. It stopped working, so sorry about that. But yeah, just to quickly comment on those videos that I've shared in the post. I took an afternoon and I really thought, and I sat and thought, well, what is an online reputation? I mean, what are all the different facets that a business needs to be concerned with? And I'm thinking, well, I'm all the time talking about video marketing and how it's really easy to communicate information by sharing a video. So I thought, well, yeah, let me go to YouTube and let me find different videos about all the different aspects of online reputation management. And I think as a business owner, it's important for us to consider, there are a variety of different resources available to us in order to optimize our business online. And I think in terms of the way customers look at us online and Google, that we have to really address, well, what are the different types of ways to optimize our online reputation, and then take steps to actually do that. And that's kind of the purpose of the challenge today, is to just sit back and say, okay, well, what does my knowledge graph card look like? Or am I using YouTube to broadcast any videos about my business? Or, well, what does my Google Plus profile look like? Have I optimized my Google My Business listing? Have I gone out and claimed it? What about the different business directories out there? There's over 300 plus business directories out there. I'm thinking, well, have I claimed my listings? Are my listings correct? Could potential customers be going to those directories and finding wrong information? I don't know. That's one of the reasons why we have the snapshot tool. Is that's what it does. Is it actually goes out online. It's 100% free. It does a snapshot of what you're doing on your business directories, what's going on with the data centers. The data centers are actually 4 centers. Yes.
Hey, Molly, I was going to ask you a question for the audience. What do you define as a business directory, just to make sure that everyone's understanding what you mean by that term?
Sure. So there's many of them out there: Super Pages, Yellow Pages, Yelp. Gosh, there's so many of Angie's List. These are different business directories out there that all they do is they list information about your business. Now, usually it's a free listing. It's basic information: name of the business, address, phone number, maybe fax number, website URL. But one of my clients here locally, and this is going back about 3 years, I went to her office and I did an online search. I said, well, what's going on? Let's look at some of your business directory listings. And there's just all kind of misinformation. They had wrong phone numbers. They had call tracking phone numbers. They had her address wrong on some of them. Some of them had abbreviations, like instead of using the word road, R-O-A-D, it had an abbreviation of RD, which is actually not what you're supposed to do, because when a search engine looks at a business directory listing, it doesn't understand what RD means. It's looking for the word road. Okay, so these are things that we can do to optimize our online business directory listings. So in terms of and I'll say loosely in terms of search engine optimization because it's more of a online reputation versus SEO, but making sure that every single one of those listings are claimed, they have the correct information, phone number, fax number, address, business name, and consistency. This is the number one thing I've seen with businesses is they may take the name of their business and have variations of the business name. This is a big no-no because one of the things we're aiming for is consistency, and one of the points why we want to do a snapshot of our online reputation in terms of business directory listings, because we want to make sure all those listings are consistent.
Thank you, Molly. I wanted to
Sure.
interject that Melanie Holm is making a really nice comment slash compliment to the Smarties, and that is, and I can't display the comment tracker version of this. I'll try again, but it's failing. And so I'm going to just tell it to you like it is. Thank you, Melanie, for this statement. Thanks to this show, ta-da, I actually did some major updating on my site. My knowledge graph is now reflecting the updates that I wanted. Thank you. So some minor things when you get an education, it gives you some minor things that you can do simply that will update your knowledge graph, which means you're getting better odds at displaying your information and your details online, and they're more accurate, and
Yeah.
and they're going to like you more in Google, which is going to boost your ranking.
Well, I mean, it's like instant where you actually can get recognized now. So, I mean, Melanie, that's great news that you actually are hopefully going to be seen more often and out there.
Absolutely. And
Mm-hmm.
we support you and promote you whenever we can, but having the best foundation makes it that much easier, right? So I wanted to get back to the videos that are in the details. Don't be afraid of the 11 videos because they're like 2 minutes long. I mean, they're very short, and if you want to find out something, you get this wealth of knowledge slammed at you in about a minute and 20 seconds, or a minute and a half. Under 2 minutes, most of them. So watch them and learn something and get the briefest, most impactful education you can probably get for knowing what we're talking about during this hangout. So when you watch these, you're actually going to see, oh, that's what they mentioned in the hangout. Then you'll rewatch the hangout. Then you'll go back to the video and watch these little excerpts that she sent you. And by that time, you're going to really get it. And that's the education factor for today. Did we lose Molly completely? Oh, that's a bummer. So that's the way it is with Hangouts. I got booted out of my own Hangout for the very first time last week when I was doing what is a positive show. And I was in there, and I was doing my dissertation, and all of a sudden I disappeared, and my people were saying, I think we lost him. I think he's gone. I think we lost him. Oh, maybe he'll come back. And then they floundered around for a bit because I had not assigned anybody as a secondary, or nobody was really ready to carry it. And eventually I popped back in, but I had to go through the contortions and calisthenics to get back on in my own Hangout. Funny. But anyway, that's Molly trying. Let's see. Let's see what's going on. Yep, she had a Hangout error. She's letting me know that she's out there knocking at the door. So let's see what happens. One moment here. Okay, so regarding this challenge that's coming up, we're going to institute a challenge and talk about it extensively, especially if Molly is able to come back on and guide us through this, because this is really her thing. She's arranged a lot of information and she's divided it up into the digestible components and is ready to talk about the details that we're delivering to you. In the meantime, we have a PDF that'll be available to you describing all the things that we're going to cover today, and then a checklist on the various things in each category, of which there are 4 primary categories that you want to attend to when you're doing your review. So the basic fundamental concept of the challenge itself is that you will take the 4 components or 4 platforms and submit your ID to each platform and immediately see results of where you show up and what kind of degree of feedback you get regarding your identification. So Molly, we're going to take it back over to you. I've just been briefing everybody on what we're going to be doing.
Sure. So what we're going to do today is we're going to just kind of take a look at how we look online. First thing is first, I would recommend going to Google, Googling your business. Just go on there, type the name of your business, and see if what we call the knowledge graph card appears on the right-hand side. Roland, I'm having some issues. Yes.
Molly, I have a question. So for those out there, would you suggest for them to look for themselves in incognito in case there's any cookies or anything that might, I mean, you want to look at yourself as if you as a new person, right? So I would think you might want to use incognito first.
Sure, you could. I mean, I don't ever use incognito, but in theory, what you're saying, yes, you could use incognito because that would be a totally fresh perspective of doing an online search. So that's up to the user. If you want to use incognito, certainly you're welcome to do so. For myself, I normally just, I just search under my my profile. But yeah, I was actually going to try and do a screen share. And every time I've tried to share my screen, I get kicked off. So I don't know, Roland or Karen, if you could click the, I shared the link earlier. If you just go to my Google Plus profile, there's a post I posted yesterday, but it kind of went everything. But essentially, we're going to start with going to Google yourself. We want to see if a knowledge graph card appears on the right-hand side. And just real quickly, what a knowledge graph card is, it's a collection of information that Google collects.
Which post, Molly?
Yeah, it's I posted it last night. It's like the very first post. If you just go to my Google Plus profile, it talks about online reputation. If you'd like, I can pop the link here.
Well, let me just share the screen and see if this is it.
Yes.
Okay, what would you like me to do?
Go ahead and where it says read more, click that, and so you can just, perfect, that's awesome. So I did this post last night on my profile. It lists all the different videos that we associate with the challenge. If you scroll down just a little bit, Roland, we're going to take, if you could white box the post there so I can read it.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So what we're going to do is just look at our online reputation. So as I mentioned earlier, go to Google, type in your business name, what shows up. What we're looking for specifically is a knowledge graph card. In terms of knowledge graph card, you're going to look for your business name, you're going to look to see if any reviews are displayed, you're going to look to see if there's any social profiles. A lot of people don't realize this, but you actually can add video and pictures to your knowledge graph card.
So Molly, that's one question.
Yeah.
Where exactly are they going to see the knowledge graph card when they do the search so that people know what to look for?
Sure, they would see that on the right-hand side of the search results. So essentially what's going to happen is you'll see the search box, you'll see search results underneath the search box, and then on the right-hand side you'll see a knowledge graph card. In fact, if you'd like, let's go ahead and just, if you could open up a new tab and go to google.com, and we'll just do a quick example so that our viewers can see. So type in Camp War Eagle for me, please. Okay, so what we're looking at on the right-hand side of the page is the knowledge graph card. Roland, can you white box yourself? I can't see the screen. Okay, so what we're looking at here is the knowledge graph card for Camp War Eagle. They're a client of mine. They are a camp. And so if we look at this, what we're looking at, we see map results. The image that's actually pulling is pulling from their Google My Business. So that's why it's important to use pictures with your Google My Business account. You'll see they have some reviews, so you'll see those are displayed, and then it has some information about their address and phone number and hours of operation. Now, you'll notice right underneath this, it says claim this business. Okay, what this means in terms of their business is they have their maps listings claimed, but they don't have their Google My Business claimed. Now keep in mind, this is a brand new client of mine, so in terms of Google My Business, this is why it's important to go claim your Google My Business listing, because Google My Business actually provides data to Maps and to Google+. So whatever you put in your Google My Business listing, those results are going to populate into Google Maps and Google My Business, or excuse me, Google+. So in terms of the Knowledge Graph card, we actually can provide additional information. We can include social profiles and pictures and videos, as I mentioned earlier. Now that requires a developer going in and programming that information. If you want information on that, I'll be happy to share the resource in the event page, but the Google developers website, they have a full write-up on how you can optimize a Knowledge Graph card to include social profiles, pictures, and images. We can also actually include. Yes.
Molly, I have a question. So for the folks out there who, or maybe, for example, not having a brick and mortar, business, or maybe are like real estate agents, who share an office, do you have any suggestions about how that I can't speak, knowledge card would work?
Yeah, so if you have, say, a building with multiple locations, or you have multiple vendors in a building, it still will work the same way in terms of when you type in a business name. If you have multiple businesses within a single location, what happens is it will actually, and I have a client that is in this situation where they're in a building with other multiple locations, but it will still pull up the business, meaning it will still pull up the business individually, but it will just show the same address for each one of those businesses that are within that same location. And one of the things that I've found out recently, Roland, if you'll scroll down to where it says send to your phone, this is actually a new feature that's been added to the Knowledge Graph card, where if you have a mobile device within the vicinity of your computer, it will actually send a notification to your smartphone, which I thought was a really nice feature because it integrates mobile with your laptop or desktop device to where you can send a business to your smartphone. Say you're on the go, you're in a hurry, you need to you like something that you found about a business, but maybe you don't have the time to bookmark it. You can click this send to your phone. It'll send a notification to your phone, and then you've got it on record that this is a business that you're interested in. So I thought that was a really nice feature that they've added. So from there,
That's
if
great.
you're
Before we go on, I wanted to ask you, who can write a review, and where do these accumulate?
Sure. So whenever you solicit reviews or you want people to review your business, it's really best to have them review on Google or on social. Google weighs reviews from these sources, meaning, say if you have, and I've had this happen where I say, oh, you need to get reviews on Google, and a business owner will say, oh, I've got a lot of reviews on my website. Well, that's great that you've got the reviews on your website, but unfortunately they don't count towards your online reputation. We want to solicit reviews from people who have bought from us or done business with us, and they have gone on Google and posted a review. So that's where Google draws that information about your online reputation, is they're looking at reviews on Google, Google+, and your social profiles. Before too much time goes away, I'd like to move on to the next part. If you go back to my post, you'll notice the next thing we want to look at is how does our business look like on Google+. So if you wouldn't mind, Roland, opening up or closing this tab and just going to Google+, and let's type the same information. We'll just kind of use Camp War Eagle as our example here, but just go to the Google+ website for me.
Oh, hang on.
Anyways, to go over what Google+, we want to make sure that our and type Camp War Eagle under the search. Thank you. And so we want to make sure that our Google+ profile is optimized as well. In terms of the about, we want to make sure that we have our tagline or introduction, information about our business, phone number, address, hours of operation. Within the challenge, the post that I did on my Google Plus profile and a document that's going to be shared later on, all the key components that we want to look at, you know, website, social profiles, all this information that we want to look at. We want to make sure that we have that optimized on our Google Plus profile, just because we, again, want to have that online reputation. We want to make sure that across all of our social channels, you know, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, all of our social profiles are optimized. They all have the same name, the same address, the same phone number. All of this information needs to be consistent across not only social media, but it needs to be consistent across all of our business listings. And what I really like about the online reputation software tool is one of the features it has is it does have the ability to go out there and optimize all of your business directory listings. And you're thinking, well, you know, I could probably just go do that myself. I actually took on that challenge. I had a local client, same lady, the bail bonds client, and I thought, oh, I'll go out there and I'll claim all of her business listings and I'll optimize all of her social. It took me months to do it. And even then, after I took the time to go out and manually optimize all of the different business directory listings, I was behind because there were more business directories. And I'm thinking, I can't keep up. I wish there was a tool out there that did this. And there is a supplier called Yext. I was signed up with them for a short while. But since then, there's another tool out there called Social Ordeals, and I've personally been using it myself, and it has really helped my online reputation in a big way in terms of going out, claiming all my business listings, updating all the data centers. Data centers actually go into providing the data to all the different business directory listings. And in terms of social media, it posts twice a day to all my social accounts. And what I really like about it is it generates leads for me. Well, what I mean by that is it has something known as a Twitter aggregator and Facebook aggregator. And what it does is you type in certain keywords related to your business, like, you know, depending on what you do, if you're an online marketer, or maybe you provide video coaching, or maybe you provide SEO, doesn't matter. You go into this dashboard and you plug in these keywords. And it goes out and it goes onto Twitter and Facebook and looks for tweets and posts that have these keywords. And then it draws them in and sends you an email to where you have a live lead on Twitter, on Facebook saying, hey, I need SEO, I need video coaching, I need a website. And you can actually interact with that person on social media and respond, hey, I saw you tweeted on Twitter that you needed my service, or I saw that you posted a post on Facebook and you need my service. I'm here to, you know, maybe offer a free consultation or a free estimate. It depends on the business owner how they want to do it. But going back to online reputation management, something else we want to look at is what are we doing in terms of video. So I would recommend, you know, going to YouTube. Roland, if you wouldn't mind going to YouTube for me, and just we'll use the same example here of Camp War Eagle. But just go to YouTube, youtube.com. At the very top of the search, would type, well, your business name, but in our example, we're going to type Camp War Eagle and see what videos are out there. So I know some of you out there, you do a lot of videos, you do a lot of hangouts, and you have a lot of videos out there available for people to watch. Some of you may not. Some of you may be like, well, I never even bothered to set up a channel. That's something else I recommend. If you haven't set up a channel, definitely set up a YouTube channel. And then once you have the sufficient amount of requirements, go in and customize your channel URL to your business name, because then that way you can kind of customize your channel and market it. You can market your YouTube channel on social media and then share information via video about your business. Now, something else I would quickly add is YouTube optimization. When we put a video on YouTube, we can include certain keywords related to our business. And if you are a local business and you're looking for local traffic, I would even recommend putting in the city and state where you're located. So that way, if somebody does a search, I need a website in Jacksonville, Florida, and I have, you know, website design Jacksonville, Florida within the title of my YouTube video, then there's a really good opportunity that that search result's going to get served when somebody does a search for website design Jacksonville, Florida. So that's a tip I would quickly share. Also, take the time to optimize your keywords and categories for your video. a lot of people think, it's not a big deal. It's just a keyword. It's just a category. It is a big deal. Google looks at the information about the video in addition to the video, in addition to the title of the video, and then it produces search results based on queries. If you have a video, why not optimize it for search? And I would actually add to that, in terms of Google+, do the same thing. If you're going to post on Google+, make sure to include your product, services, your business name. If you're looking for local traffic, include that in your title of your post. Those posts to Google+ and YouTube get indexed almost immediately. Now, it is true that on Google+, you have to have circled somebody, but still, it's an opportunity for your post to get served to somebody who might be looking for your product or service.
Molly?
So, yes.
Molly, so back to that with the titles, and I know we went back and talked about this. There is also a character limit, right? In terms of when you're saying to put maybe your company name and the title and all that. I mean, just to make sure that the audience understands that there is limitations too.
Absolutely. Yeah, there are a certain number of characters you can use. I mean, you have to kind of guide yourself in terms of what is important to you. Do you want people to find you because of your geolocation? Do you want people to find you because of the product or services you offer? So that's up to the business owner on, what is it you want to focus on. I'm just simply sharing different tips that I've used myself where I've generated traffic, and I have several clients who've done the same thing. They've gone out, they've filmed videos. I've got one client, he's a lawn care professional, and he tells me, he's like, Molly, I get more business off of my video than I do my own website. And I think that's a pretty profound statement from a business owner when they say, hey, I went out, I had somebody snap a quick video of me. In this instance, it was him mowing the grass of a large apartment complex and posting on YouTube and saying, hey, this is what I do. And that video actually gets served more times than his own website. So that, to me, is a very powerful thing about video, that it gives a person the opportunity to actually see what it is you do. And even in terms of if it's a service like maybe a bail bondsman where it's not really something you can show, you still have the opportunity to have that business owner get in front of the camera and just say, hey, I'm so-and-so, this is my name, this is the name of my business, this is what I do, I'm located here. So going back. Yeah.
So it's really important to identify the video so it can be found, have relevant, pertinent information that helps the client, and makes them want to contact you so that you have contact information in the post, in the video, and available to people. A complete education on how to contact you if what they've digested actually attracts them in the first place. So it's each one is a mini package that could lead them to you, and so you have to have a way for them to connect. Okay, so are we done with Camp War Eagle, or was there something that you wanted to cover with that?
Well, we don't have to use them as the final segment, but Google My Business, I just want to stress that it is very important for a business owner not only to claim your Google My Business listing, but to make sure your website is verified with Search Console. Going back to Google My Business, you can just go Google My Business. You sign in using the same login credentials that you use for your Gmail or your Google Plus account. Go in, make sure your business name is correct, phone number, address, as I mentioned earlier. Make sure and use photos related to your business because those photos actually get displayed in map results. And we want to make sure we have our hours of operation, maybe an introduction about our company, some information, maybe how long you've been in business, what services you offer. Just overall go in and make sure that listing's optimized. And depending on your level of expertise, if you're just a regular business owner, more than likely you're going to have to do the postcard verification, in which they send out a postcard. Normally gets delivered to a business within a week or two of you claiming your listing. Once you get that business card, you take it back and go and verify your business. Now, if you are optimized for the Google local guides and local get your business online, there's a tool out there. It's called a map marker, and you can actually use that tool to go and verify your business. But that requires a person to be registered with the Get Your Business Online initiative with Google. So those are a couple more things to be concerned with, is to make sure you get your Google My Business listing optimized and verified. And then in terms of your website, you're going to want to make sure and get your website registered with Search Console. So that way, it will, unless you're a developer, you do have to copy a snippet of code. You just take the snippet of code, drop it within the head tag, and then you're good.
Okay, so a brief breather here, because there was just a whole crap load of information there, and people are going to want to dissect that last half hour and listen to it again. You're going to pause and play, and write down a bunch of stuff. A lot of that is noted in the video itself, but you may have to worry about spelling and this and that. So one of the things that we prepared and we'll make available to the people who are listening. By the way, the people listening, we welcome also Deborah Burden, who is a newly found contingent watching the show and doing some other challenges with our What is the Positive show. Welcome, Deborah. And anyway, when you get ready, and if you would like to try this challenge out, we have a downloadable PDF available that has live links in the PDF and a checklist, like a dozen and sometimes more points per category, and these are the 4 categories. The 4 categories are Google My Profile, oh my business, no, Google Plus Profile, Google My Business, Google Maps listing, Google My Business, which is different from the Maps listing, and then of course the Google Knowledge Graph card. Now, just in that, these are the important things relative to the reputation management. You notice that we didn't say Facebook once in the midst of that. I just want to emphasize that people knock Google and Google Plus, but all these things are integrated with your Google account, which is completely tied into YouTube and Google Plus as the platform for social media. So, I mean, I want to make it clear to everybody, if you're ignoring Google Plus and if you're not doing YouTube videos actively, you're missing a really big slice of the pie. So these things will pretty much set you straight. And I don't care if you've got mountains of traffic forming on Facebook. We have to attend to these things too, because it's a fundamental presentation on what your business looks like according to search engines online. So that's just to kind of set the record straight with that. Even if Google Plus is a small percentage of what Facebook is, the impact for the actual search results and what's happening with your business are manifold greater than anything that you can do in Facebook. By the way, we will be doing some sessions soon on Facebook and the best ways to promote yourself on Facebook and the best opportunities there. But to me, until you get these other things done, the opportunities on Facebook are pretty minor. So, great place to start right here. And now, are we ready to promote the concept of what people can do if they wanted to actually take on the challenge?
Yeah, so if you're willing to take on the challenge, go look how your business looks across Google, Google Plus, Google My Business, Google Maps, YouTube, and make sure that you've got everything optimized. Above and beyond that, I would strongly recommend that you run a free report on your business. It does take a snapshot of all of it grades you, essentially. It looks at your business listings, it looks at the data centers, it looks at how you appear on social, specifically Facebook and Twitter, and it has a tool that actually looks at your website. And if there's any type of errors on the website, like above the fold, below the fold, any CSS errors, there's a multitude of different errors that can happen on a website. It'll actually identify those errors and then make recommendations on what the developer or the website designer can do to resolve those errors.
Molly?
Yes.
When you're going back again testing the site, where do people test the site?
Well, the software actually does that. So that's why I'm encouraging people to run the free report. You just click on the link. Roland, if you could scroll down a little bit, or go to the post I did on Google Plus. I just want to show people specifically, and maybe we can, I did post the article onto the event page. So if you're
Yeah.
watching the event, you can go to the event page, look for my posting, and there is a link to the article that I posted. But the Run a Report tool is one of the very last links that I shared. To me, this is probably one of the most important things to do, because aside from looking at how we look across Google, we also want to look at other aspects like business listings, reviews, social, the data centers, and making sure that our website is in compliance in terms of making sure there's no errors on it. And for me, when I pulled my report, I did pretty good. I got a C plus. But even, this is what I do for a living. I was like, wow, if I got a C plus, what about people who if they don't even know about social media marketing, or they don't know about these listings, or they don't know about how important reviews are, or optimizing themselves online? And I really took a very quick look as to, well, what can I do as a business owner? And I found out, some of my business listings were dated. They had a wrong address on them. I found out now I did pretty good on social. I'm pretty active on social media. But in terms of reviews, I have a few reviews out there, but what can I do as a business owner to get more reviews? So it's one of those things that when I looked at my report and I said, well, I do this for a living, and if I've only got a C+, what about those people out there who, maybe they don't even know about business listings, or maybe they don't care that you need to get reviews for your business on Google? What would they see whenever they pulled their report? So that's why I thought it was important to do this challenge, because really does take a business owner and sits them in front of the computer and go, okay, this is what you look like to your customers. This is what you look like to Google, and what you can do. And it's not necessarily a report to go, oh, you're not doing good at this, or you're not doing good at that. No, it's not about that at all. It's about being honest and looking at your online reputation and saying, what can I do to fix it? What can I do to make myself look better? What can I do to make sure I'm doing everything I can do on social, or I can get the reviews I need, or I can make sure my business listings are accurate? And for me, the most interesting thing, and this is actually what really kind of changed my opinion about the software, because when this software originally came across my desk, I was like, yeah, here we go. It's another piece of software. It's going to make me a millionaire. Yeah, right. And, I was like, I don't know. Let me take a second look at it. And when I did, one of the things that really stood out was the fact that this software actually generates leads. And for me as a business owner, I'm always looking for leads. I'm always looking for that new client, because you have to. That's part of the being in business, is you have to look at that. And we talk about engagement marketing. This is something we personally have
Molly,
talked
I've
about.
got to interrupt you.
Yeah.
I've got to interrupt you, because we just went about 3 chapters down from where we were. I wanted to show this page because we were talking about the 4 or 5 categories, and we covered some stuff at the bottom of this page that are very important. But I wanted to take them one by one so that people can see what we're talking about, and will actually be able to relate to this and realize that if they download this PDF, they have everything they need. So the concept, first of all, is a Google Plus profile. So if you want to comment briefly on the listings that you have regarding Google profile, the Google Plus profile, and then we'll go down to the next thing.
Sure. So this is the PDF. This is some of the information I included on a checklist, if you will. Some of the things that you want to look at on your Google Plus profile, your Google My Business listing, cover photo, logo usage, make sure you're using your unique URL, include a description of your business, confirm a correct address, confirm correct business hours, right category for your business, social media links, 3 to 5 photo links, an introduction about your business, include methods of payment, and promote asking for reviews. So these are all things that we can do on our Google Plus profile, and pretty much same. Yes.
And so that you can actually, in this PDF, you can click this link and it will open up the browser to where you want to go. And what do they do when they get there?
Yeah, so you just are going to type your business name and see what your Google Plus profile looks like. And then take this checklist and look at your profile to make sure that you're utilizing all the different aspects that you can optimize your Google Plus profile.
Okay, now how does the Google My Business Google Maps listing link differ from the Google My Business listing?
Sure. So the Maps listing is specific to a search. Say if you're on a mobile phone and you pull up your Maps app and you type in your business, or if you go on Google and you type Google Maps. So Google My Business actually feeds information into Google Maps and Google Plus. So that's why it's important to go claim your Google My Business listing, because when somebody does a search for your business, say they're looking for directions. Now I know some of you guys, you may not be a brick and mortar location, you may work from home, but when we look at a business, we have to take into account those businesses that are brick and mortar locations, that they may have a storefront and they may have people looking for directions to their business. So that's another reason why you want to make sure and optimize your Google My Business listing, because that data feeds into Google Maps, and we want to make sure that the user has a good experience. And so if
So
we've
the
optimized our listing, they are.
so the concept is that people don't necessarily go to Google My Business or access the Google My Business information, but they do use maps on cell phones. So the idea is if you want to be found in Google Maps, which everybody is accessing, then the Google My Business is the doorway that you have to pursue in order to get that information in there.
Correct. That is absolutely 100% spot on. That's why
Okay.
you want to make sure and have your Google My Business listing optimized.
Okay. So there's the Google My Business link and the information of the, keep all your information current. And one of the key things that you mentioned here was respond to reviews. I mean, if people are going to review you, definitely ask people to review you, but when they do, thank them, respond, comment to what they wrote, and interact with them, and create a conversation if you can, but at least respond to the review.
What's
Okay.
interesting about the Google My Business dashboard is it's an area where you not only can claim your listing or business listing, but you can interact with people who are reviewing your business. It does keep statistics about your reviews. If you're using Google AdWords, you can actually find out information about AdWords within there. It really is a very nice tool, and you can manage your Google Plus page from there. It's a nice feature for a business to be able to go access all their information on Google My Business.
Real good. So,
Back to the reviews again. I think
yes.
for folks, I think the emphasis should also be that if you do get, for example, a bad review, I mean, this would be the perfect opportunity to respond to it, because if you don't respond to the review publicly, it's going to
Absolutely,
have people
absolutely.
people are going to be judging and going, maybe, maybe not. But I think, Roland, as you mentioned, respond to every review, whether they're good or bad, just to show that you're active and that you are involved and that you take, the positive and the negative at times.
Well, the concept of responding to a review, it speaks of the integrity of your company and
Hmm.
whether or not you're going to be open to conversation if somebody else wants to use your services. And if they have a problem, what is their recourse? And they want to know that the recourse is that they're dealing with a reputable company who is responsive and they're supportive of their own service and product.
Hmm.
So the next thing that we have on this now is the knowledge graph card, as we talked about. Also, notice that all of these are live links. So when you do the knowledge graph card, that takes you where?
Takes you to google.com.
Okay. And then, well, what is it that feeds the knowledge graph card so people understand?
Sure. So the Knowledge Graph card pulls from several different resources. It pulls from reviews. It pulls from Google My Business. Another reason why to claim a Google My Business listing. Pulls information just across your social profiles. But some of the things on the Knowledge Graph card do not just automatically appear. For example, your social profiles. Now, if you go Google, and you can go do this, you can go do it right now. Go to google.com and type Google in it. When you do, the Knowledge Graph card will show up on the right-hand side. Guess what they have programmed? Their social profiles. So that's something that you have to either do yourself or hire a developer to do. It's certain coding that goes onto a website. I did a whole series about knowledge graph optimization, and that might be, for another hangout. But as I mentioned earlier, the Google developers website, you can just go Google Knowledge Graph social profiles, and it'll take you right to the website, and it'll tell you exactly what coding They have it right there. You just copy and paste it and then pop it on your website. And then you have to obviously get your specific, Facebook URL and Twitter and so on and so forth. But it's not really that difficult at all. It's just about knowing that you need to do it, getting the social profiles that you want displayed on your knowledge graph, and then going in and getting that put within the coding on your website, and then making sure it gets indexed and updated, of course. It does take a couple weeks for it to, for all of this to happen. But in addition to your social profiles, you can actually include events, venues, tickets. Like if you're a performer, say you've got a concert coming up and you want to promote tickets, you can do that. You can play audio and video from it as well. So these are all things above and beyond what's going to get served on just a regular knowledge graph card.
All right, good. And I encourage people to listen to the replay of this. I know I'm going to. Now, most of this stuff I'm familiar with, but when I get around to deciding what my next move is going to be to improve my own reputation and profile, it's going to be in reference to things that I learned today. And regarding that, there are two things posted in the a lot of good comments posted, but I want to highlight these even though I can't show them. And so for a moment here, I'm going to unshare what's going on and just come back live. Because John Jerkowicz said a little something here. He goes, I have been a part of the HOA community for the past 3 years. This hangout has been by far and the best and most informative hangout I've attended. Love this, and I'm going to share this. Thank you very much, John. Kudos to us. Kudos to you. Thank you for showing up today and taking the time to be with us. I appreciate that. And it's a great comment. I think I'm going to frame this and put it on my wall. No. But anyway, and another thing that was important that I don't want to miss is that WeWake was telling us an update for Molly that your snapshot report link is apparently good for the U.S. but not Europe. So we want to.
Sorry about that. I'll contact the developer and see what we can do to fix that.
Yeah. And anyway, good feedback there. When we think that we've got a certain connection, but it's not applicable universally or internationally, then it's good to get that information to us. And thank you very much, WeWake. Appreciate the notation there. But anyway, I think that's a lot of what we wanted to share. The PDF I'll share one more time. The PDF that we had in mind to share with you had all those links, plus there's a continuation of information regarding the free online reputation report, snapshot report, and there's a lot of stuff here you should review and take a look at. And if you have questions, you've got Molly, Karen, and myself to ping us and ask us what's the what's for. And if I don't have the answer, I'm going to send you to Molly anyway. So
I was just going to say, for those of you out there taking on the challenge, and when you get to that point where you're ready to run your report, it really is as simple as putting in your phone number. From there, if you have an online reputation, it's automatically going to pull information. It's going to find your Facebook, your Twitter. It will find your business name, all the information pertinent to your business. And this is actually, I guess, a good way to kind of grade your online reputation. Now, if your online reputation maybe isn't as optimized as it should be, you're going to be required to actually add information like your address, business category, social profiles, that type of thing. And I encourage you to add as much information as possible, because the more information you add, the more comprehensive the snapshot's going to be. And from there, we would actually take and look at that data. And I tell people this: don't look at it like it's a negative mark against you. That's not the point of the tool. The point of the tool is to just take a look at how do you look online. What can we do to fix your business listings? What can we do to optimize your social profiles? What can we do to manage the reviews that are out there? What can we do in terms of your business directory listings and the data centers that feed those listings, and making sure the data centers have the right information, and most importantly, generating leads. for those who like the snapshot, who think, hey, maybe this is a good idea, I'm more than happy to go over your report with you. All I would ask is that you schedule at least 24 hours in advance, so that way I have some time to look at your report and prepare some time to go over the report. But I've used it. I like it. I've started optimizing my business listings. Like I said, my social was okay, so I didn't really have a lot of work there. Reviews, I had a little bit of work to do. I mean, I have reviews. They're all positive reviews. There's just not a lot of them. So as a business owner, I'm thinking, yeah, this is something I could probably work on. And then, in terms of just managing social, that could probably be a whole nother hangout. But it does a very great job of looking at a business online and getting a comprehensive snapshot of how you look.
Hey, Roland, I got an idea for you guys. Thinking about this, I mean, would it make sense for the folks who are going to take the challenge is to have people go onto the Saturday Saturday morning marketing Smarties G Plus community page, and we can set up a tab, and people can actually comment and provide each other with feedback and encouragement as they're going through the challenge?
That is really a great idea. Just to let you know, and I haven't even invited the crowd to it yet because I'm so busy pinging you with all my events. I don't want to overload you. But I did start this community, and we'll plan on being more involved with it on an ongoing basis. But I've just been so freaking busy, and thanks a lot to the people in the audience that I've been interacting with as part of the reason I'm so busy. But yes, I think that's a great idea, Karen. I'll be willing to set that up.
Yeah, because I think it would be great, because then folks who are taking on the challenge can talk about what they're going through, or are there any hiccups, what's missing, and I think just in general, people like to hear each other and bounce off ideas. So I mean, it'd be a great area to kind of have all the questions and comments not necessarily be tracked onto this particular event, but onto the community, and so then everyone can be engaged on it.
Yeah, plus, the questions are going to be asked from all directions.
Mm-hmm.
And also, there's the three of us, but there's all the people in the community,
Mm-hmm.
whoever's participating. And as they do the challenge, they're going to have their experiences too. And they're
Mm-hmm.
going to solve their own problems and come up with ideas and be able to share those ideas and those
Mm-hmm.
strategies to each other. So there's a lot of, opportunity for growth there. I wanted to comment that Lowell Ann was saying the link is apparently not available in Canada either, Molly. So I guess it's just a national link or whatever the case is, but maybe we can clear that up.
I will get on that as soon as I get off of this hangout and find out maybe it is limited to the U.S., so I'll have to figure that one out.
So also, Lon McClure says, Molly Youngblood Geiger never fails to provide interesting, accurate, and relevant information. She's on my show. That's all I have to say. Anyway, and also Melanie Hall is saying, thank you so much for all the work that everyone did. Oh, everyone, there we go, did to prepare for this broadcast. I'll be catching up on some of those videos. The videos are great. The videos are priceless. And if you want a really good overview snapshot of what we're dealing with, watch those videos because they're very informative. They're accurate, clear, and concise, and only take a couple minutes each. And so you can get a good start before the challenge if you want to by watching those videos. And then rewatch this one. This is a really valuable hour. But now to dissect this hour is a tough thing because there's a whole lot of stuff covered. I just wanted to review. What you want to do is download the PDF that I will make available in the comment stream and downloadable via my website and so forth so that people can get at it. From there, you take this one section at a time, click the links, the primary links, go there, put your ID in to the platform and see what you can see. And if you have any questions about what kind of move to make, what action to take, or what results you should be looking for, that's what you want to go to the community and ask us about. but the PDF will take you through the major links, which are only 4 or 5, and well 6 actually, and actually go to these profile platforms and punch your information in and get a response in search. And when you do, then you've got something to analyze, and it's all going to be about you. If you don't show up, there's a problem problem there. But I mean, you're bound to if you've been in Hangouts and if you've got a profile in G Plus and Facebook, and you've been doing some things, maybe making some YouTube videos, you're going to be scattered over the board there. You're going to be in some of these things, and especially if you're thinking about having a Google Plus profile and a Google My Business profile, and you want to be on Google Maps, you've got to do the things that we're suggesting here. So, does anyone want to have a last say about what people should be doing as far as formulating a takeaway from today?
Yeah, I have actually one more comment for everyone. Is also, how long do you think this challenge will last? I mean, time is precious for folks because
Right,
people,
that's true.
work and do other things. I just wanted to kind of set the tone for folks out there so they can kind of pencil it in their schedules.
Sure. I actually do this for my clients, and on average, it takes me about an hour. I mean, and that's like worst case scenario. I've done it as quickly as a half hour, but it really depends on the results. Like sometimes I'll go do a search on Google Plus, and I'll find multiple locations. I'm like, uh-oh, this business has multiple Google Plus pages. So in that sense, it's going to take me a little bit longer because I've got to copy and paste all those links and go, uh-oh, we've got all these different listings. And that's something else we really didn't get a time to address, but what about businesses that may have multiple locations? That's something that this tool actually is very efficient in, has brand analytics where, say you have a franchise and they may have 100 locations or several hundred locations. It actually has a tool where it can take a franchise or a corporation and not only look at the corporate level, but the franchise level as well. So I just quickly wanted to mention that out there. It does have that capability.
So the platform you're talking about is called Social Ordeals. Is that the one?
That's correct. It's
Okay,
just socialordeals.com.
So Social Ordeal is a really neat platform and software opportunity for people who they actually have a free version and then some upgrades for business purposes. But it is a really neat tool. So we'll probably be covering that more in the future also.
And this just to make sure for folks to understand, this has no affiliation with Google, correct? Social Ordeals?
Correct.
No, this is so, well, it does not technically have an affiliation, but in the sense it does. Some of the developers that are on the software team for Social Deals are former Google developers. In fact, funny story, the reason I became involved with this is I had a gentleman contacting me on Facebook trying to tell me about the software. And, it's one of those things you get approached, I get approached all the time from SEO people and media people. I mean, all types of different softwares come across my desk, and he just was very persistent. He's like, I need to talk to you, I need to talk to you. And I was like, finally, I said, fine, I'll meet you for lunch. So I met for lunch, and he goes into the sales spiel. Like I said earlier, I was like, well, I don't know about it. But at the very end of the meeting, we talked about this Twitter aggregator, Facebook aggregator. I'm like, hey, that's pretty neat, where I can actually get leads off of Facebook and Twitter and interact with those people. But he goes, do you know how we found out about you? And I said, on Facebook, right? And he goes, well, yeah, that's how I initially contacted you. But he goes, the owner, the developer, the chief strategist, he is actually a Google preferred agency. And he has a rep out at Google. And he was at the Googleplex last November. And he was just mentioning to his rep, he said, yeah, I'm really excited. We're opening up our brick and mortar location in Jacksonville, Florida. And his rep, and I still to this day don't know who this person is, said, Jacksonville, Florida, you need to talk to this lady. You need to talk to Molly because she's all the time online talking about exactly what this software does. And so it was from that when I found out about how he contacted me, I really thought, wow, this has really gone full circle. That somebody that, I mean, I never in a million years would have even been introduced to this gentleman if it hadn't been for that person at the Googleplex recommending me. And I still, to this day, I don't know who this person is, but I can't thank him enough because I would have never been introduced to software. And I personally use it I get reports every day. I get messages every day. I get leads every day from it. And that's why I wanted to share it with you guys, because I'm personally using it and finding it to be very beneficial.
So we'll get more involved in that at a later date. Um, I was inspired to wrap this up with a little story of my own, because we're talking about Google, and we're talking about Google Maps, we're talking about mobile. So my story is involving how I met Lynn Sanders Tuesday. After my What is the Positive session, we wrapped up the communications and the exchanges of messages, and we finished it off by getting ready for getting into the car and driving to San Diego to meet Lynn Sanders in person. Lynn Sanders is, of course, a show host, and she's got a business called Difference Makers Media, and sponsored by Park Avenue Marketing. And Lynn is a good friend of mine. We met online, been doing hangouts for 6 or 8 months now, and I got really involved with her and also her husband Joel. And also, you may remember that their son Andrew was in the hospital a few months ago it was completely in a coma. So now things are well progressed, and I won't tell that story now. But the three of them came to San Diego, and that's about a 45-mile drive for me. So we got in the car and drove down to San Diego and hung out to meet with Lynn Sanders. We eventually got in touch with them, but they had some difficulties and things, so it was almost like 7 o'clock by the time we got there. Just in time for a reasonable dinner for us and a late dinner for them. So we got together, had dinner, visited for a while, and at 10 o'clock at night, we got ready to drive back to the hotel that we had checked into. At which time we realized that San Diego has freeway detours in the middle of the night. So what happened? We went off the freeway. It sent us into La Jolla and Scripps Institute area, and we got freaking lost. I could not believe it. The roads were blocked off to get to the very hotel that we were staying at. And if we had taken off earlier and gone there, there wouldn't have been a problem. But at night, they run a bunch of freeway repair things and projects, and we had a detour. So here we are going completely the wrong direction, off into side roads, and we got lost for 2 hours. So inevitably, we were going around, and I was getting dizzy and car sick, and it was kicking my butt pretty good. And lo and behold, my phone was running out of charge, so everything was to the edge. But I was able to basically access Google Maps. Now, the cool thing about Google Maps is that if you've got your phone all connected officially, what is nomophobia? Don't answer that now. It's okay. She's asking me. She's telling me nomophobia. I don't know what that is. So you can tell us in a minute. Well, go ahead and tell us now.
Okay, nomophobia is the fear of your battery getting below 50% or not having your phone on you. It is an actual term that they've come up with. That I don't know who came up with it. I think Google did, but it's an actual word now that if you are without your phone or your phone goes below a 50% charge, that you have nomophobia.
So that looks like it's based on no more and nomophobia. That's my guess. But anyway,
my guess is it means no mobile, no mo.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that definitely makes sense. You win. No, okay. So basically, I'm looking at this phone. I found myself on Google Maps. I expand out, and I get the location of the area that I'm trying to get to, because I know where I want to go. It's just the freeway's closed, right? So I find it on the map. I expand it out, and I find, wow, there's this little side street here out in the, away from all the freeways and highways and everything else. This a little street connecting the two streets that I'm on and want to be on. And here is what I think. So we stopped at an AM/PM, and I'm barely looking at my phone. I'm barely keeping it together. Got my car sickness going on, and I say to my wife, Barbara, you've got to take my phone in and ask the guy at the counter if this street will get us to our destination. So see if you can confirm the route, and then we'll carry on from there. And so she goes into the AM PM, and I'm just like leaning in like I say half dead in my seat. And it's midnight. We were visiting until 12. It's almost midnight. And so she goes in 4 or 5 minutes. She comes back out later. She goes, the guy lives in the area and he knows. Yes, I can confirm from what he said that this street will take us to where we want to go. So I kept my act together long enough to guide her along with the side streets curving up and down hill and dale and so forth. And lo and behold, we finally took the side streets and got back to our hotel thanks to Google Maps. And then my phone died. And, but we got back to where we needed to be. And if I hadn't had the Google Maps on my phone, who knows? Who knows? So Google Maps saved me, and there's my testimony for this show today. Anyway, I wanted to wrap things up. Yes, thank God for Google, in more ways than one. But I wanted to wrap up the show. Those of you still watching, and I know we're almost 10 minutes over time. When you're doing this challenge, don't think that you have to do every single thing that you are made aware of to fix whatever it is you've got going. I know I can't do it. I have been focusing on 3 things: my website, Google Plus is my social media, and YouTube videos, and intertwining the 3 of those things as the internet marketing tripod. But if you find one way out of all these pages of information, if you find one thing that you do that improves your profile, improves your business listing or something, that could be what makes the difference of you getting one more client this week. So don't worry if it takes an hour to go through these things. If it takes you 2 or 3 hours to go through these things, you should do it, because that may be the very thing that influences the people who are already looking for you to find you. And if you believe in your business and you believe in your quality of your service and product, put yourself out there, be seen, get found, and get business. That's my message for the day. And I wanted to wrap it up with that. And if anyone else has a last statement, do it now, please.
I just want to just quickly say awareness is key and why it's important to review your business online. It's not, again, any negatives against you or your business. It's just part of being aware of how you look. And then once you're aware of how you look, then you can take measures to go and optimize yourself and your online reputation.
Cool. And Kathy Pop says, I have a love-hate relationship with Google. And well understood. I have one myself, but basically I have to get over it because it's my lifestyle. So anyway, thank you very much for showing up, Kathy. It was very nice to see you there. Thank you everyone else in the comment stream for all your prolific comments and your contributions today. And I thank you just for watching. Appreciate you being here. And we're saying good day from Saturday Morning Marketing Smarties. Bye-bye.